Let's talk about how you can actually deliver a really great service for your SMMA clients. Hey, I'm Liv, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can actually turn leads into qualified appointments for your clients in SMMA. And this really goes for pretty much all the niches out there. Of course, there's a few tweaks, but other than that, you can apply this to all niches. So let's get into it. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of great tips with you, and I'm going to be sharing exactly what I do for my clients to get them amazing results. So first of all, I wanted to share with you what I actually share with my clients when they're on a sales call, so with my prospects more correctly. And I of course tell them about how our process works. So we manage and set up the proper advertising, do database reactivations to get some cash flow from the beginning. Then we take care of all the testing and optimizing so that we end up getting good results from the ad campaigns and all the metrics get as good as they can. And of course, we implement our unbeatable follow-up system, which is probably the most valuable thing because this is where we actually turn the leads into appointments. And we can also help them with appointment booking with deposits because in our niche, it helps a lot to charge deposits so that these people that books actually shows up, because otherwise you can struggle a little bit with the show up rate. Then we can also help with a good reminder system because again, if the businesses don't have a good reminder system, it can end up being your fault that these people don't show up simply because the business does not have a reminder system that reminds the appointments about, hey, you have an appointment tomorrow. So you just don't want to end up in a situation where the client that you work with is saying that it's your fault. It's bad leads. It's bad appointments. So yeah, you want to help them with these things. So at least if they come at you and say it's your fault, you can say, no, it is actually not. I have told you exactly what you need to do. And then everything from when you have booked in the appointment or given them the qualified leads, this is out of your hands. You can help them as much as you possibly can, but it is really out of your hands. So I, of course, also tell them a bit about our strategy. I show them some results that we've gotten for other people. And I tell them about this golden follow-up system. This is a system that I have been talking about in a lot of videos at this point. Again, this is not something I can take credit for. It is by Charlie Morgan and the course that I've bought from him and his partner. And this is, basically something I have learned from him. It is extremely game-changing, and it's going to do all the work for you, and it's really going to make sure that you can turn leads into appointments. Then I finish this little sales deck here and tell them about the price and all of that stuff. But now I've signed the client, I'm going to start the service delivery. What do I do? So first, of course, I need to get all the adverts set up, because what we do is that we advertise for our clients, mainly on Facebook and Instagram, to get them high quality leads. And what we have found here is that it is important, especially in our niche, that we actually qualify the leads a little bit more so that when they opt in, you don't have to make your clients chase very low quality leads or anything like that. We don't use any appointment setters anymore. We used to, but we don't, because it really didn't work as we wanted it to on our end. It was too complex compared to what we want to do. So the way that we do now is we deliver the clients high quality leads. We help them to convert them via our golden follow-up system, which includes SMS and texting. And we also have all the proven calling scripts and techniques so that the client can actually call these people up and get them booked in for an appointment. Let's jump over to Go High Level. This is where all the magic happens. So let's have a look. So I'm going to check here what sub-account we should jump in on. I'm going to show you this client right here, and first I want to tell you what results they actually got so you can get an idea of what is possible if you implement the systems that I'm going to show you right here. So let's jump into it. First of all, we did a little review campaign for them, and they received over 100 new reviews, which is really helpful for a clinic like this because it builds up more trust and makes them more visible on Google. This is of course not the main thing because we would rather help them get new patients, but because we cannot do a database reactivation for this clinic because the people in their database should not having to come back because their problems should be fixed. So instead we did this review campaign. And what results did they actually get? So in 69 days, they spent around 5K on ads, and they got 20, actually a little bit over, but 20 new patients, and this resulted in $122,000. So as you can see, it works pretty well, and it has of course something to do with both how we do our advertising and, most importantly, our follow-up and nurturing system. So all in all, let's just watch this.
I work in the administration of the eye clinic Olsea. We've been very happy with our cooperation with Virgo Consulting since we've experienced significant growth while working together. We now operate monthly the same amount of eyes as we did annually just a few years back. So in conclusion, we're very satisfied with our cooperation.
Yeah, so this is just a little video so you can see that this is not made up, which I feel like is very helpful. So let's get into and see how we actually did this. This is not in an English-speaking country. This is back here in Denmark, so everything is in Danish, which is fine. I'm going to blur out any sensitive information anyway. So here in the conversations tab, we of course have all the conversations with the leads that we have gotten them. And this is really where all the magic happens. So what we are sending them a text message about here is, hey, Hanne, Natasha here from Olsea. Thank you for showing interest. Have you considered what is it called? An eye surgery before? We want to give you a call as soon as possible. When does it work for you? Or something like that. So we basically follow up on all these people within 5 minutes, which is extremely important. And then the clinic makes sure to call these leads as soon as they have the time. It is best to give them a call 5 to 10 minutes after opt-in, as soon as possible. If you wait more than 5 to 10 minutes, the chance of actually converting the leads will decrease by 80%, which is pretty significant. But all in all, this is where kind of all the magic happens. This is where we have a conversation with them and make sure to turn them into a consultation. And let me show you the automations that we are using. So as you can see, I have a lot of workflows because we're doing a lot of different things, and I like to have all relevant workflows in one so it can look a little bit messy. But what I have created is a little folder right here to all the adverts. So let's have a look at the Facebook lead form or the automation workflow that we're using for these ad campaigns right here. So of course I have the trigger, making sure that whenever a Facebook lead form is submitted by a lead, the lead gets imported right onto Go High Level here. Then I wait 2 minutes because it has to seem more natural. If the message comes right after, like let's say 1 second after, they know that it's automated and we don't want to do that. So it is better to wait 2 to 5 minutes before actually sending them a message. Then I make sure to create an opportunity in the pipeline. So I make sure to, create a new lead with the opportunity name of their name and then a neutral campaign as we're running. And yeah, do a little work here. Then I send the clinic a notification that they have gotten a new lead. So this helps them with knowing whenever there's a new lead and that they actually need to call up this lead as soon as possible. Then I add a tag called brillefrihed, which just means that you don't have to use glasses anymore. So, and then after that, I'm sending them a text message saying, this is actually the same as before. So, hey, contact first name. Natasha here from the eye clinic. Thank you for showing interest. Have you considered an eye surgery before? We want to give you a call as soon as possible. So this is really just to follow up on the lead whenever they opt in. Then I have this little if workflow automation here that basically means, do they reply or not? If they don't reply, we want to follow up on them again 1 hour later. So here I just ask a very simple question, if they are using contact lenses or glasses, because this is a surgery for the eyes, so it's a good question to ask. Then if they don't reply on this, we wait 1 day and then we send them another follow-up message. So here, this is a little bit of a longer message. Again, it's in Danish. I don't want to translate it. You can do it if you want, but it's very simple. It's really just thanking them for showing interest and then telling them that we are really trying to call as many of the leads as possible, and that they should expect a call from the clinic in like as soon as possible, really. Then we wait another day, follow up on them again, and wait another day and follow up on them. So this is actually the whole automation that actually makes sure that we can convert these people, because of course a lot of people are busy, and if they don't answer right away, we want to keep following up on them until we get a yes or a no. And let me show you the golden follow-up system that we actually use here to make sure that the leads get converted. You can use this follow-up system too. It is extremely, extremely helpful, and we wouldn't be able to get our clients the results that we get without this. What this really means is that as soon as the lead is captured, or as soon as the lead opts in, we want to call them, leave a voicemail, and we want to send them a text and email. Then again on the same day, on day 1, we want to call them and text them again. And this was what I showed you before, with 1 hour in between. You can do 2 or 3, but I use 1 hour and it works perfectly well. Then again, we call them again on day 1, so we actually call them whole 3 times if they haven't picked up the phone. Then we do the same on day 2, so call them 2 times, and we also send them a text and email. Do the same on day 3, and the same on day 4. Then on day 5, we call them and leave a voicemail. So we actually don't send them a text message here. We do the exact same things again on day 8. So call, voicemail, text, and email. And then on day 14 and day 30. If they haven't been able to convert the lead after day 30, meaning if our texts or emails hasn't been able to convert the lead, or the clinic in this case have not been able to convert the lead via the phone, then we add them to a long-term nurture flow, which means that they will receive some nurturing things such as email newsletters or, small reminders that we're running an offer or anything like that. So this is actually the system that we use. And if you don't have a system like this for your SMMA clients yet, you need it. So get to work, sit down, make a copy of this in a Google Docs, and then write out what is going to be written in the text messages that you send here. So as an example, sit down and write what you want to put in the text on day 1, what you want to put in the text on day 2, on day 3, on day 4, on day 8, etc., all the way up to day 30. So you have a really good template on what you actually need to put in this nurturing system for your clients. And again, this is very easy if you have already chosen a niche, because if you haven't, you need to choose a niche, because everything is going to be so much easier for you. If you needed to, custom make this for 5 different niches, it wouldn't be too easy. So that's my biggest recommendation for today. But let's jump back in, go high level. So as you might have seen from this workflow, this doesn't seem as long as I just showed you. And this is because we have actually by purpose cut out a few of them, because this is one of our more special clients. So we're testing out some different things. I would not recommend you to do this at all, only if you have a lot of experience and know exactly what you're doing. But if not, if you're just starting out, or if you just need a solid system for converting leads into appointments, use the golden follow-up system that I just showed you. I'm going to show you it right here again. Let's jump into another sub-account and another workflow. So here we actually converted a lot of the leads. We had a conversion rate of between 15 to 20%, which is absolutely fine. And here we did the same thing. So of course, make sure that we capture the lead when they have submitted a Facebook lead form. Then I actually checked what time it was, because this is a workflow from back when I had appointment setters. So I had 2. So if it was before 2 p.m., I had a notification going out to one of the appointment setters, and if it was after 2 p.m., I had another one going out to the other appointment setter. A little bit confusing, but I hope you know what I mean. Then everything is exactly the same. So add a tag of microneedling, creating the opportunities in both the original, the main pipeline, and then the calling pipeline. I'm going to be showing you what this actually looks like in a minute. And sending a notification, of course, very important. So we all know that there's a new lead. Then we send the initial email and text message to the lead to show, hey, we're here. And what was in this is that, hi, contact first name, Nina here from Cheshire Skin and Laser. I'll give you a call soon so you can get your microneedling discount, as we only have 7 left. So here I also added a little bit of urgency, a little bit of scarcity, so that the leads actually felt like they needed to answer now if they wanted to have the discount. This helps if you have a little bit of a hard time making sure that you actually get a response from the leads. So another thing that helps with that is asking them a question. So we tell them that we will give them a call, and then you ask them in the end of the message, is afternoons okay? Because most likely a lot of the leads will answer yes or no, depending on what time they can talk. Here I follow the exact golden follow-up system. So you can see we follow up on these people all the way down from day 1, 2, 3, 4 on day 8 and on day 14. Here we have day 8, day 14, and all the way down to day 30. So this actually follows the system and it works really, really great. So I can truly recommend you to use this. Of course, it's important what you write in the follow-up messages. What we do with the emails is we combine it with both more professional newsletters, so emails with, pictures and all this fancy stuff, but also completely personalized emails where it is just text and using their first name, just like this one. So that's what you can do. And for the text messages, you should just write something like, when can I reach you? And remind them why they submitted their information in the first place. So let's say that you're promoting a Botox treatment. Then you can reaffirm why they signed up by telling them how the treatment is helping them to get rid of wrinkles. This will help you even more to get more responses. But let's go back. So let's go into opportunities. This is where we keep track of all the opportunities in the pipeline. So I have created 3 pipelines. I have one for calling, so we can actually keep track of when and how many people we have called and when or who we need to call next, right? So it's really easy to keep track of all of this and really important to do. This is very simple. It follows the golden follow-up system. So we have the first stage, which is all the fresh leads, and then day 1, call 1, blah, 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 all the way up to day 30 and all the booked appointments here. So then we also have a database reactivation pipeline, which is for database reactivations, and then the main pipeline where we keep track of all the leads in conversation, callback requested, booked appointments, and no-shows, cancellations, show-ups, and everything like this. Really important to keep track of this. And if you're running multiple campaigns, you can also make sure to choose the name. As you can see, this is Sam, who has opted in for microneedling. Let's say you're running both microneedling and Botox. Then you can choose to have Marie and then Botox here. So you know when you're going to call them that they have actually signed up for a specific offer. Hope that makes sense. But this is actually how we make sure to convert these people. And I know it maybe seem a little bit confusing at first, but if you watch this video a couple of times, I can promise you that it will make sense. And if you implement these systems, meaning if you implement the golden follow-up system by contacting the leads again and again until you actually get a hold of them, if you contact them by text, email, and most importantly, by calling them. And I don't care if you are the one calling them, if you have appointment setters to doing it, or if you have gotten your client to actually do it for you. As I mentioned, I used to have appointment setters doing it for us, so we took care of all of that, but now we actually get our clients to do it themselves, which in my opinion is a more scalable model. But it is totally up to you. I have learned a lot by doing it myself and having appointment setters doing it, because if I haven't done that, I probably wouldn't be able to teach my clients how to call the leads. That would be really hard for me. So that is definitely my recommendation. Maybe do it as me. Start out with doing it yourself and then asking your clients to do it for you later. So I hope you got something out of this video. I definitely believe that if you implement this, you are going to get extremely high success rates on this, and you are going to be delivering your clients an amazing service. So if you're going to implement this, let me know in the comments, because I am really excited to be hearing from you about this. And thank you a lot for watching this video, and see you in the next one.
Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town.